Chris Getz had some comments about Oscar Colas, but this stuck out to me from your article. So whether or not you agree that the White Sox flunked the offseason, which we talked about, what's inarguable is that they made no move to prevent Colas from capturing the job in spring training. And that's the one thing is, like, they might love Oscar Colas, but what if he has a bad spring training? Like how
Which we've talked about plenty of times, yeah.
How does the organization view it? How does Chris Getz view what he needs to do in spring training to maybe not get the job because he might already have it, but maybe just secure that position, lock that position down?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've been hearing about it since November when Rick Hahn talked at the GM meetings and basically unprompted started talking about Oscar Colas. Hey, don't forget about Oscar Colas when you're talking about right field. It probably was set in stone then, perhaps, that this was going to be the situation. Now, I think they've got some roster flexibility where they're not stuck making him their everyday guy. It's not like he's out of options or anything like that. If he really struggles in the spring, they can just say, all right, Gavin Sheets, it's you, Gavin Sheets and Eloy Jimenez, you guys are splitting that right field job. I don't think that would be ideal because Oscar Colas can probably do a lot for you, particularly from an upgrading the defense standpoint, but brings in a power bat as well. But listen, this is nothing new for a young guy coming up and seeing Major League pitching for the first time. You got to build in an expectation that it's not going to be just smooth sailing. I mean, we saw it with Eloy Jimenez. We saw it with Luis Robert. Luis Robert, granted that season was only 2 months long, but he came up in his rookie year. First month was fantastic. Second month was awful. Mm-hmm. Awful. So 1/2 of his rookie season was bad. Paris. Torah.
Yeah,
right. I'm not sure that you could expect anything less from Oscar Colas in terms of having a significant period of time where he's going to have to acclimate himself to big league pitching. The White Sox say they want to see consistent plate discipline, and I'm sure they want to see that from some guys who have been on the Major League roster for a while now. But Oscar Colas, when it comes to proving he's ready for prime time, he needs to show some discipline at the plate, show a good approach. He's been working with the coaches this offseason who are in charge of doing that for the guys who are already at the Major League level, so maybe there's some benefit there in the offseason work he's been doing.
And I do want to bring up this from Aram Layton from Just Baseball, formerly of Locked On, which we are formerly a part of, Locked On Prospects. He was on the Future Sox podcast with Mike Rankin and James Fox, former guests of CHGO White Sox Podcast. And Aram said on why Colas might be best off starting in AAA, kind of for the same reasons that you stated or the White Sox stated about plate discipline. He said, for me, it seems more approach-orientated. He's extremely talented and demolishes fastballs. Against four-seamers in 2022, he had almost a 1,000 OPS. He also had a chase rate over 40%. If he could rein in the aggressiveness a little bit and cut that chase rate down, he has crazy pull-side power and a pretty good bat-to-ball skills. His zone contact is above 80%. Just for a reference, like, I love that Andrew Vaughn is at 89.9% in his last 2 years. Like, he's top 25 in all of baseball in that near 90%. So Colas being 80%, still very, very good. He's a decent enough bat-to-ball guy with enough power to be solid and well-rounded hitter. The issue right now is that he's swinging at everything. AAA pitching with pitchers who will exploit his aggressiveness and a smaller strike zone will be a good test. So maybe there will be benefit to him seeing those type of players in spring training, but maybe it still won't be enough seasoning. We've talked about Gavin Sheets and his possibility of having a more beneficial or a better 2023 because the shift's gone. I mean, do you think Gavin Sheets is still a contender here? Are you writing off Gavin Sheets yet?
No, I mean, the fact that Rick Hahn is bringing up Oscar Colas unprompted and the fact that they haven't gone out and got another right fielder tells me that job is Oscar Colas to lose. And I don't think he can lose it in spring training because even if he doesn't hit with a bat, he's a plus defender. And I think that's what the White Sox, especially with him, he's probably going to be batting 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. The back end of their lineup, they're not depending on Oscar Colas to come up here and light the world on fire like he did in single, double, and AAA last year, where he had more hits than actual games than he played last year. The hit tool's there, and the defense is there. Now, I would like for him to play another full season down in the minor leagues, but that's my preference. If the White Sox and their evaluators say, hey, he's ready to play and you shouldn't tamp him down because he is 25 years old. He's 25. a little older than a regular person that's played only 1 year in the stateside. But I say that it's his job to lose, and I don't think he's going to lose it at all because they've already decided, like, yeah, Gavin Sheets is good, but we're not going to leave our fortunes to Gavin Sheets, especially because Gavin Sheets is a question mark with the bat, a question mark with the glove. You at least know that Oscar Colas is a plus with the defense, even if he's chasing a lot of fastballs or chasing a lot of balls out of the zone. He has value at the major league level.
The White Sox would face a very interesting situation if Gavin Sheets comes out and rakes in spring training.